Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another match reaction. Celta Vigo 2, Barcelona 4. A much needed victory for Barcelona, as earlier throughout the day, Real Madrid, they did drop points to Rayo Vallecano's. A 0-0 draw, a much needed 3 points was needed tonight. We needed a great performance from Barcelona at a very tricky stadium. Barcelona, with their recent history in that stadium, it was not easy, but we got the job done. We got the 3 points, and alongside that, we had a very, very good second half performance from the team. But before I get started on the video, guys, and we talk about the match, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below. And as well, if you guys do want to join, just click on the StreamYard link that I do post on both X and the post section on YouTube. Everything is at CulePodcast. But very briefly, guys, Szczesny in goal, Balde, Pau Cubarsí, Ron Araujo, Eric Garcia, Frankie de Jong, Dani Olmo, Fermin Lopez. Marcasolo was set to start, but Dani Olmo came on as Marcasolo, he did have an adductor strain during the warm-up, and so Dani Olmo replaced him in the pivot. Marcus Rashford, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal spearheading the Barcelona attack. But very, very much needed 3 points and a great Barcelona performance to follow up. But NJ, Sake, welcome, boys. How are you guys feeling after that match?
Um, to be fair, this match was such a much needed win for us, especially how we've been doing the last couple of weeks. It's a great moral boost for everybody, and hopefully that when they come back from the international break, they can continue the run. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. In the first half, Barcelona, we were looking shaky defensively as we have been, for large parts of the season. But Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, they did their work in the first half. Lewandowski, a hat trick, his first start after returning from injury, and he showed how important he is to the team, even at the age of 38, I believe.
yeah.
Saket, welcome, welcome. Your thoughts on the match?
Yeah,
What did you make of Barcelona's performance?
I didn't watch the first half. I was watching, Manchester and Liverpool, Manchester versus Liverpool, and I fell asleep. And I woke up I woke up at the halftime of Barcelona game. So I watched the second half. So I will speak on that. But after seeing the reaction of Twitter on the first half, in the halftime, I think it
Yeah.
was a typical Barcelona game. I was surprised. I was not surprised by the 3-2 scoreline. And I felt like in the second half the game was more controlled. I think Frankie de Jong, we have to give credit credit to him, even though he got a yellow and a red. He controlled the ball. Every second ball, everything was falling to him. He was controlling the entire match in the second half. That's why Celta didn't create. I don't think Celta even created any chance in the second half. I
No, they
think there was
didn't.
no shot from them. Nothing. Frankie literally controlled the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
No.
second half was very calm. We need to play some of these games like that because otherwise, even look at this. Even teams like I know Celta is a good team comparatively in La Liga, but Celta, Levante, everyone is scoring more than two or more than two goals on us.
Mm-hmm.
So it is better to control games sometimes rather than just going low for low.
Yeah. No, I want to touch upon that because it was a tale of two tales basically. In the first half, you had Barcelona going band for band against Celta Vigo. We came out on top, but you saw some great goals from Barcelona. Barcelona getting the lead through a penalty, very similar to that of how the handball was called against Alejandro Balde a couple weeks ago. Barcelona
Yeah,
have a penalty.
it is.
Lewandowski
I,
scores.
I am seeing this first time. It is same like that Balde one. I don't know. It is penalty or not. Same like that Balde one. It is close to the
So
Mm-hmm.
body. It is not in a natural position.
who cares?
Yeah.
Like who cares if it's a pen or not, bro? Come on, bro. If you're not cheating in life, bro, you're
Yeah,
not trying, bro.
If you're not cheating in life, you're not
yeah. At least
trying.
they are being consistent. That's what we want. Even though the policy is wrong, they are being
Yeah,
consistent.
yeah, yeah. I disagree. I don't think either is a penalty.
Not
But
now.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
Yeah,
call
me
one
too.
as a penalty, you have to call the other. It's
Eh,
simple as that. You
there's
have to be
Yeah,
consistent.
Game's game, bro. Who
Yeah,
cares?
that
Like,
is what people want. People want consistency. Rather than correct calls, they want
Yeah.
consistency with the calls.
Yeah. Yeah, but very quickly, I want to talk about the negatives before we move on to the positives. Barcelona, we can see
Yeah,
two silly
when
goals.
when you
This
talk
goal,
about
fucking hell, bro.
negative, I would like to know what was the performance of Olmo like in the first half, because
He
in the
was
second
okay.
half I didn't like him that much.
when I talk about Olmo, here's the thing: he played better than what he has been playing in recent weeks,
Yeah.
but that's not saying much because Daniel Olmo has been awful these past couple of weeks. Lack of intensity, losing the ball so easily. When he gets the ball, he's dispossessed or he just makes the wrong decision. Today he did look better, but it's not perfect
Okay,
or widely improved because in the second goal you see Barcelona concede from Daniel Olmo not being an actual CDM. Barcelona have a through ball. I don't blame the high line for this, but right here you see Daniel Olmo reacting late to Borja Iglesias, and when you
Yeah.
get there late, he gets a shot on goal. Chesney, he should be doing
yeah,
much better
man.
here. I think this is very poor from
These
Chesney as
you know
well.
these some of these La Liga strikers are very skillful, man. Borja Iglesias, Vedat Muriqi, these big strikers, they are crazy when they play against us or in any team for that matter.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
100%.
oh, yeah.
But in the first half, Barcelona was so shaky defensively. That high line, it was just being exposed. Celta Vigo were causing harm. They were creating chances. We did great. You had this assist from Marcus Rashford into the feet of Robert Lewandowski, and it was a brilliant goal from Lewandowski, showing his quality as an elite striker. And then you have a goal from Lamine Yamal as well. Fortunate with the bounce from the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper should be doing a lot better in that position. But we go into the second half with a 3-2 lead. And we were in the halftime space. We were having the conversation and we were saying, hey, we need Barcelona to just control the match, not have it be so hectic. And that's what Hansi Flick, props to the team and to Hansi Flick because that's what they did. It was a night and day difference. Celta Vigo nullified in that second half. Barcelona in complete dominance. And one of the players who I want to give props and heavy praise to why Barcelona played so well is Frankie de Jong. Because
Yeah, yeah. Big
Frankie
time.
de Jong was everywhere. And when I say everywhere, he was everywhere. He was the midfield. He was recovering the ball. He was the player in
Yeah,
transition. He was giving passes. He was doing everything. And it's such
Yeah.
a shame that he was sent off, towards the latter part of the
yeah.
second half because that
And next
ruins his
next
rating.
game is against Bilbao also. That is also a hard game.
Uh-huh. And talking
Hope
about
Frankie,
that,
Pedri returns.
what's
Will Pedri return for that game?
we don't know if Pedri's going to be fit for that game. We're going to have to
Nah,
see
nah.
how it
Nah,
goes,
he
but
won't
most
be.
likely not.
Because there is a 2 weeks break now, international break,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, even if he comes back, but he won't be fully back though. Like, come on, you gotta like slowly like bring him
Yeah,
back, right? So
no
Yeah.
game, probably not game fit.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
probably like the week after that. Then after 2 games, probably they'll
Yeah.
slowly bring back Pedri.
Well, the goal is for him to be fit for that game against Chelsea towards the end of the month.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
don't know if he's going to be fit for that match. And even then, you don't want to be throwing Pedri back in a game of that
Also,
Exactly.
intensity.
that is Chelsea game is now a must win for us. Also,
Yeah.
every game in UCL is must win for us right now because in order to finish top it.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to reach that top A in order to avoid playing the playoffs. You don't want to be in that situation. You want to
Yeah,
be making sure
because
that
we got already too many injuries. We don't need to add too many games more.
precisely, precisely. But yeah, just talking about Frankie De Jong, you know, this is one of those performances in which you say, hey, he took up the responsibility. No marcasado. You're
Yeah,
basically the sole actual midfielder, the sole pivot in that position. And he played phenomenally well. He
Yeah.
showed the class. He showed the quality that he
yeah.
has.
You know, I was watching the Real Madrid match. Frankie De Jong did today what Kamavinga single-handedly couldn't do for Real Madrid. He, single-handedly
Yeah.
dominated the midfield.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how much how important Frank De Jong if he's like fully fit and has a team to play with. That's how
Mm-hmm.
good he
Yeah,
is.
this
No.
is this is how I wanted him to play. That's why I am praising him right now. Credit where credit is where
And again,
credit is due.
people were saying that Sell De Jong. I told you, but he's important for the team. But again,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I mean, what's
Yeah,
it called? I was one of those people who were saying, hey, if a big offer comes in for Frankie De Jong, you sell him. You sell
yeah.
him. Um,
Yeah, for
I
sure. But
I
again, I
was
think
too because he was not taking that responsibility. And he was not playing with that bite. He is
yeah, but
now
again,
doing
he
it.
just came up from the
So
injury though. He just came up from the injury that time.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
willing to play World Cup final
Ankle.
games.
He had
So
that ankle injury that was hurting him
yeah,
also.
exactly. Yeah. He just came up like and say, "Why you want to like play him like a 10 out of 10 right away?" I'm like, "There's no way, bro."
okay.
Uh,
But
Also,
very
that
quickly,
this Barcelona, yeah, one thing, this Barcelona media has a very big hold on the mentality of the fans because they feed these news about specific player, about his salary, about his attitude. So
Yeah, yeah.
they
Like
just
every
drive the
time.
mood of the fans.
Yeah,
Every
like
time when this
every
happens to
time,
me
bro.
also, even though I have been watching this for many years, still it affects me.
I already saw Gavi before fucking Frankie, bro. Fuck that, Joe.
okay, but
Yeah,
guys,
Fuck that.
I want to talk about Barcelona's performance in the first and the second, because there was a difference. I will say though that the first half it was a good performance from us. There were
Yeah.
two poorly conceded goals. We should have been doing a lot better defensively. But in that second half, we just look so much better. That's the type of Barcelona performance, that gives you confidence that says, hey, when things are clicking, when our players are playing well,
Exactly. Yeah.
when the highline is actually played well, when you drop back when you need to drop back, when you're not exactly on the halfway line exactly, and you press, you have moments like this. And when Lewandowski, your elite striker, scores goals and is able to get on the score sheet, you have that good feeling sensation. And so, is this something that Barcelona can be consistent with? Is this something that Barcelona are just going to say, hey, we're going to have, a sprinkle of those games now and then, but eventually we're just going to have those games similar to that of Club Brugge, maybe those games against Sevilla, a season sort of similar to that of the 2023-24 season under Xavi before he left. Well, what do you guys think? Is this an indication of the future or no?
I mean, like, to be fair, like the Highland will work if the midfielders control the game. Because again, it shows like if the midfield loses the ball, it makes more pressure and it's gonna make the Highland look stupid, even though in reality it's not. It's just that like when you win the ball all the time and don't lose it, and we can actually like have a run, if they actually like are. I'm not saying be perfect at every ball possession. I'm just saying like make sure like you like reduce the habit of losing the ball to quite often and not forcing passes that that it's not gonna
Yeah.
win the
yeah,
possession.
Yeah. Okay. And also
yeah,
shout out to Marcus Rashford. 7 assists in La Liga,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
most assists in La Liga
I
so
wanted
far.
to, yeah, yeah. I wanted to
I
speak
can't
on
believe it.
Rashford.
I can't believe fucking Rashford
If you
seven
come,
assists, bro.
yeah,
Can't believe this.
if you compare you can compare Rafinha and Rashford. They have the same qualities, I would say. You know,
Yeah, they do
crossing.
have the same
Both of
style,
them have.
same
Both of
style.
them are GL magnets. Yeah, I think only thing Marcus Rashford is lacking compared to Rafinha is that pressing of Rafinha, and the goal amount of goals Rafinha scored last season was crazy. I think goals and the pressing that are the only thing lacking from Rashford. Otherwise, set pieces and assist he is providing, in good numbers compared to Rafinha. I think for what he has been signed for, for as a backup player, he is doing his role perfectly, I would say. It's just that pressing needs to be desired, but everyone knows that he is not good at pressing. Even- Everyone from
Wait, who?
Manchester United were also used to complain about that, so it is not surprise.
Yeah. Hansi Flick in the press conference, he says, in the second half, we were much better. We defended much better. Today has been a perfect day. I'm very happy with the work with the ball and how the team has fought. I'm happy with Robert, but also for the team in general. This will give us confidence. Scoring 3 goals is very good for Robert's confidence. Last season was very
Yeah,
important for us
was
because of games like this. Frankie has controlled the game. He's been very important for us. He's playing at an incredible level, and it's very good to watch. His absence will be tough, but
Yeah.
we'll manage it.
Yeah, man, that fucking red card.
yeah,
Oh man,
point.
yo,
You
he was
know,
doing so
great.
well. He was doing so well in the game, and the next, you get red card. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, but at this point, I'm just happy that our players are getting card win because of that they are getting rest. Pedri, Frankie De Jong, because otherwise there is no rest for them because they are just playing like donkeys. Every game. Also,
Oh
shout out to
yeah,
Lewandowski. I think it was his first start after the injury, and he
yeah,
came back like it is like nothing happens to him. Like he's 40 years old, he's
yeah.
still scoring goals, important goals for us. Because that
The-
header, nobody scores that header, directly in the far post corner. Nobody
mhm.
scores that. Perfectly guided.
Lewandowski, he's still so important to this team, despite being, his age and despite being a player who isn't able to play every game consistently at a very high level. He's still so vital to this team. It just shows the quality of one of the best strikers in this past generation, and he's gonna have big moments in which Barcelona they do rely on him,
Oh yeah,
and
for sure,
he's still so needed. But
for
very
sure.
quickly, before we end off the video, what's our midfield going to be looking like for Athletic Club? Because no Pedri most likely, and no Frankie De Jong. Marc Casado,
It's gonna be a
adductor
starter. It's
adductor
gonna be a starter.
sprain. We don't know.
Is it? I feel like it's gonna be with Casado and Olmo as well. I think he's gonna
Yeah,
run it back with Olmo.
Bernal
maybe
and Olmo
maybe
Pime.
if Bernal was fit. Yeah, yeah. I was also saying that maybe if Bernal was more match fit, maybe then Bernal, Casado,
But
and
yeah,
Olmo,
but
or Bernal,
I
Casado, or
can't like
something.
I can't lie though. I feel like Flick is trying to like convert fucking Olmo from a 10 to a holding midfielder now for some reason. I feel like he's doing that now too.
No, no, no.
Mm, I
Just like how
mean,
he did it with Pedri.
Almost.
I feel like I feel like he's doing that too with almost slowly. I'm like, it's crazy.
uh, well, I mean, let's see how Barcelona do manage. What is fantastic is that we are going to be receiving Joan Garcia and Rafinha back after the international break. Those are two huge
Yeah,
additions to the team.
Yeah,
for sure.
that is also a point. That ever since Sylvia has came back, we haven't had a single clean sheet. I think, if you
Yeah,
can remember, I don't know. So John
Yeah.
Garcia is also important because he was so crucial, to sweep up those balls, coming off the line, playing crosses. Chesney just doesn't do that, he just stays in his box and try to save shots.
okay, but as we were touching upon, earlier in the video, the reason why this game was so needed and why we praise Barcelona's performance and their attitude and their intensity because they worked really really hard to get the 3 points tonight is
Yeah,
because
for
Real
sure.
Madrid they drew against Rayo Vallecano earlier today, and this was a opportunity for Barcelona to clinch back. Some points and make sure that Real Madrid they don't escape from us in La Liga, and with them
Yeah,
drawing and with
you
Barcelona
know,
getting the victory, we're now only 3 points behind.
Real Madrid is not that good that people are saying about them because I think we are just worse because of the injuries. Otherwise, I think we would have still be on the top of the table. But I don't think Real Madrid is that
I
good
mean, with
that we
Madrid
were
though.
in the last season. We were astronomically good in the last season. Real
Yeah,
Madrid is not doing that. I think we are just far worse because of the injuries and squad is unsettled right now.
yeah. NJ, you wanted to say something?
Oh, yeah, like with Madrid, they're good, but then they're like inconsistent as well when it comes
Yeah,
to their performance, right? So
yeah.
so both teams are have their pros and cons this season to be fair. Even though Madrid won, but it is what it
Uh,
is, right? So
In
they,
regards
I,
to
yeah,
in
I watched
regards
their
to
game of today. They were creating chances, but they didn't finish the chances. Also, Rayo was looking dangerous at their home. So Rayo is always
Mhm,
a hard game, away from home. So it is
mhm.
understandable.
In regards to Madrid, their key player, it's either Mbappe or nothing more. Mbappe
yeah,
has been their key figure this season,
Yeah,
and when Real Madrid and
they are
when
back to
Mbappe
They are,
isn't firing, they
they are
struggle.
back to their ways, just like the
they're not
entire team
using
was creating and
Camavinga properly as
feeding
well.
Ronaldo. They are doing the same for Mbappe. Entire team is focused on Mbappe to create for him
Wow.
to provide him.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they're not using Camavinga as well, man. Like Camavinga is a fucking baller as well, but they're not using him properly. Then also,
Yeah.
I I heard like in Madrid, they're like 50-50 right now. They're willing to sell Vinny to get Haaland. I'm like, what the frig? No.
No, no, no.
I was like, there's no way Madrid is gonna do that. But like,
No,
no, because
Vinny is so good, man.
they want Mbappe to
He,
play the wing, right? Then put Haaland at the nine. I'm like, yeah, that's too much, bro. Like, relax.
No. But
no, Vinny is a better touchline winger than I would say Mbappe, because in today's game also he was entirely single-handedly, carrying that leg feed, taking on players, creating chances.
no.
He's just too good. It's just that he's so annoying. That's why I hate him. Otherwise, he's
Hmm.
a good player.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a good player for sure.
Well, I mean, that's something we're going to be seeing in a couple of weeks. But very quickly before I end off the video, do you bench Rashford when Rafinha comes back? I
Yeah,
would. I
I would.
would.
I
I
would.
would
Maddox, I
because
don't care.
yeah,
I
because
would,
so that's a unanimous yes.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
I believe that Marcus Rashford,
I
he's been
like the
great for
whole,
Barcelona.
yeah. I like the assist from Rashford from set pieces and otherwise. But
Or like
the
maybe,
basic
yo, question though.
principle of
M-
this team is to press from the front. That is very important.
maybe start Rashford against Athletic. Then after that, then that's where you bring Rafinha fully. I think
Okay, okay.
probably.
I believe Marcus Rashford. He's gonna have the best
Hey,
protagonism and great
hey,
moments
hey.
coming
At
off the
least
bench as a super
that.
sub.
Yeah, at least Rashford hasn't given that much reason to English media or Manchester United fans to blame him. He has been, I would say, he has been good. He has been more than good. More
He's
than
being good,
people
but
expected
again,
from him.
though, you have to remember his style doesn't suit Prem the Prem though. That's the thing though. That's why he looks so bad in there. But I feel like
Yeah,
by the end of the season, if Rashford doesn't come back to Barca, I'm pretty sure like clubs other in Europe will be knocking for his service.
yeah. At
But
least, he will get a decent move for his career, even though it will be not
yeah,
Barcelona.
exactly, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the match reaction. Great Barcelona performance in that second half. We got the 3 points, much needed, and we're going to be looking to continue this winning sensation after the international break. A couple of weeks of rest for the Barcelona players who are not going to be involved on international duty.
Is
And
Lamine is Lamine getting called up though?
is who?
Lamine getting called up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
most likely,
I
most
Oh,
likely.
think, the question was asked to the LDF that
he
he
played
said that
like
he's in a
100
good
minutes.
moment right now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy. He's
there
too
are
much, man.
so
Like
many
relax,
players,
bro.
man, for that position. Baena is there, Fermin is there, many
Yeah, that's
players.
true.
Pena.
That's true. But all right, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.
All right,
Peace out,
man.
guys.
Bye.